Welcome, my name is Rich, and this is a laid-back Let's Play of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, wherein I shall play the game at my own pace, not at a rush or with any high intensity. I will explore the game world and talk about things that I like about the game and things that I think could have been better. I will also make jokes at the expense of the game, or indeed just really bad, terrible, pun-based jokes. Or talk about things that I think the game may have drawn inspiration from. Or even games that are similar to this one. On just anything that comes to mind, really. We are currently in Sandstone Villa, although now that I'm thinking about it, there isn't that much. Well, okay, so the walls probably are sandstone. Maybe. They're probably sandstone. But the floors are definitely marble, because you can't polish sandstone to this kind of a finish. And stuff like this. Yeah, alright, I'll buy that most of the walls are sandstone. Okay.
Milo at your service.
Hello, Milo. But I mean, it makes sense that they'd make the hard-wearing sections out of marble, because marble is much, much tougher than sandstone, and sandstone wears away much more quickly.
You.
Yep, me. Sandstone Villa, of course, is in Adessa, which is the last of the areas we have to explore in the Feylands before we head over to Cluricon and Alabastra via Rathir. So once we're done in Adessa, we'll go up to Rathir, tell the guys over there that we're ready to go, and we'll travel over to Mel Sinshir. I'm not quite sure how much more time the stuff here is going to take, and I also have no memory or idea of how long the Mel Sinshir stuff will take. I have played the game before, but not for, we'll say, about 8 years. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. Can't really remember. Been asleep since then. What do we have to do? Rescue the Court of Enchantments. Yes, we do have that to do, but I'm not going to, mainly because my disenchanting is not high enough. We have Find the Fourth Chapter over here, so let's do that. And a quest to pick up from this chap, it seems.
Salutations.
Okay, so it's not that bookshelf, which we would reasonably be able to expect to find a book on. It is, in fact, this bookshelf. Here we are. Okay. Another chapter from the memoirs of Gelnon Higem. It could be Higem, the mason who designed Adessa. What bounty, the Domus Politica, what bounty is there in gifts that are not shared? How are we to know we are graced if none are there to grace us? Diplomacy has always been the way of my people, so to bear treaties and words instead of swords. We are, as we progress in the studies of magic and philosophy, should we not endeavour to share these gifts with races less apt, and forward-thinking than us? That's quite a discriminatory sort of approach. Oh, hey, welcome, Mahawkman, by the way. Going to Cluricon is a massive story event. Yeah, definitely. I think there's even a cutscene. And so I had them construct the Domus Politica. Yeah, Politica, not... I thought maybe it could be Policia or something. Which I suppose it could be. I wonder whether that's supposed to be Policia or Politica. Oh yeah, while real sandstone is crumbly, you can heat treat it to make it less crumbly, but that's a lot of heat. Yeah, it would probably be easier just to go with marble. Assuming, of course, that they haven't used some kind of magic process to coat the sandstone and make it possible to mirror finish. But if you don't have marble... Yes, there are other things that you can use, I suppose. True. Oh no, that would be... Politica? Politica, definitely, that's Politica, a hard T. That can't be a Policia, because there's too many letters in it. So I had them construct the Domus Politica, a place centered not on focusing our ingenuity inwards, but out. A home of scribes and letters, where truces and compromises reign. The city was taking shape, and our prosperity was already coming due, and with that it became clear of the need of a way to manage the trade and assets we had constructed here, and so work began on the Grand Bursars. The Grand Bursars what? The apostrophe there implies that it's a possessive. Alright, well, let's have off with that. And... Ooh, desk. Visit the craft hall. Taking things from the desk wouldn't be stealing. The large, simple lettering on this sheet of paper suggests it was made to be tacked to a tree or tavern wall. The famed craft hall of the artisans of Didenhill. Where in all Dalentarth can such a panoply of fine crafted goods be found beneath one roof? Fine metalwork of Inga Risberg, the exquisite potions of Oleander Sinclair, quilts and head-wraps of the most stunning needlework. Our goods are known and sold from Odorath to Emir. Wow, that's the first time I've seen a thing in a place refer to another place in the world. I think. Certainly another place that you can actually get to. So, like, that's obviously an advert. Grand Purse. Sounds like a central treasury. Oh, it is. It's like, I think. Is it the bank? I don't remember. That would be stealing. So with that, okay. There is a place that has several rooms full of chests that are obviously where people put their belongings. But
Require something?
That would be stealing as well. Okay. But I don't remember whether that was the Grand Bursary.
Yes.
I didn't realise that the word bursar or bursary meant purse. But it makes sense. Because the only context that I'm familiar with the word bursary in is universities and further education, where you go to the bursar and ask for a bursary, which is asking for them to give you some money so you can continue to study. Alright, there's nothing back here at all. So I wonder why the other end had bookshelves and a chest and so on. And this is just like a place you can walk around and chill out. Bank, shared treasury, pretty similar. Fair enough. Welcome, Nomad. Nice to see you along too. Oh, there's someone I can sell stuff to.
Ah, the guest of Sandstone Villa. How can the Domus Politica be of service today?
Oh yeah, he even called it Politica. Yeah, the gnomes use a lot of wording that's more seen in academic institutions and regular life IRL. Yeah, they definitely seem like they're shooting for Renaissance or Enlightenment, even if they're not quite there. I'm surprised that this dude is carrying a shovel round on his back. I don't imagine there's much call for something like that in Adessa. It's also a surprise that so many people just instantly recognise me as being the person who's currently occupying Sandstone Villa.
Though only half-built, our city already stands as a beacon of enlightenment in this desert.
Why did you choose the desert, by the way? You could have built elsewhere.
The garrison is one of the oldest buildings in the walls, and nearly as old as a livrarium.
Oh, wait. The reason that they chose this location is because it's right next to Apatir, which had loads of mineral deposits underneath it. So I imagine that there probably are mineral deposits of like precious or semi-precious metals and stuff under other locations. It's just that if you were doing it in Dalentarth, that would be deep in the Feylands with masses of wild Fey all around who would come and bother you. And not to mention a very, very strong presence of Summercourt Fey. And the plains of Rathir are already largely settled. So you wouldn't be able to build anything new in those locations. There's lots of old castles all over the place. And settlements already. Not to mention proximity to Rathir. So they may not have felt like they want to be that close to Rathir, given that it's basically a city-state. Seems a bit weird to put your city-state right next to another city-state, even if you're on pretty good diplomatic grounds.
Me? I'm the foremost scrivener we have. If you need a letter or tome duplicated, see me. A page every 3 minutes, guaranteed.
I don't know whether that's good or not. I don't know anything about hand transcription.
The walls house the infrastructure of Adessa. The bursars, the laboratories, the garrison, the prison, even the Arcadium. If you need anything, you can find it here. The Arcadium is where I often find what I need, be it a work of art or a household item. The financial hub of Adessa. Larger merchant transactions take place there, instead of the Arcadium. The laboratories are where most scientific and magical study takes place in Adessa. The prison is relatively new. There was no need for it when we gnomes first settled here.
Yeah, sure.
Just as well.
So, let's pick up this quest. And then go and find Jor-El. Jor-El?
Oh dear, things seem to have gotten worse than I thought. Ah, stranger, I think I have, require the assistance of, your kind. It's quite urgent and quite, sensitive.
Have you left something on a tall shelf and you can't find any stairs?
Many of us come far from our homeland for the opportunity of success. A new city opens up societal ranks.
Ah, so there is a gnomish homeland elsewhere. It's the first time we've actually gotten a definitive statement on the matter. I mean, there have been implications earlier, but this is the first time we've had it stated.
I've been a scrivener in the Domus for over 10 years. I'm often called upon to compose official correspondence and letters of a diplomatic nature. The Domus Politica handles all of the documentation that's needed to support the Templar diplomacy. The gnomes do not acknowledge war as an acceptable circumstance. We cannot condone either side until a peace is reached. The benefits either side may gain from such conflict are short-term when compared to the decades of rebuilding and fortifying that such a war will necessitate.
Yeah, neutrality is only an option when one side isn't... when no sides in the conflict are basically omnicidal. Unfortunately for the gnomes, and that point of view, the Tuatha are hellbent and dead set on just wiping out all mortal life. So the gnomes can say, sorry, we're not involved, we're neutral, all they like. The Tuatha will still attack them once they've dealt with Rathir and gotten through the siege in Mel Sinshir and come across, invaded Rathir, collapsed it, burnt it to the ground, etc. And are working their way across the Feylands. Off topic of being vaccinated yet. I have not, unfortunately. I haven't been... I'm a lowest priority for vaccination. I haven't... I think we're on a schedule of vaccinate people at high risk first, and then medium risk, and then low risk, and I fall into the low risk category, and we're still working our way through the high and medium, as I understand it, which kind of sucks, but oh well, it's not like I have anywhere to go anyway.
The Templars exemplify what's great about our people: wisdom, ingenuity, bravery, and justice.
Quite a lot of corruption as well, I think, and greed, it seems, in the Templars. Kind of sucks. Why? Well, I mean, I'd like to get it out of the way, really. I'd like to have it done. But, it's okay.
Gnomish society is led by few who rely on the efforts of many. Here in the walls, we work so that they are free to lead us more effectively. There's a letter, one I was writing. I'm a scribe, you see. I received word from the Basilica to draft it from Scholar Ehrencourt. A strange letter, meant for Rathir. And though we gnomes are neutral, well, the letter gave encouragement, not promises. Never give promises, that's the rule. The letter was written, sealed and sent, but never arrived. Scholar Ehrencourt means to have my head for losing it. I need that letter recovered.
Why is it his fault that the letter never arrived? If he sent it off, then it would be on the... it would be on the courier, the deliverer. So I think it will provide peace of mind. That reminds me, I think it's possible to make even XP bonus potions. I need to look this up. You can make XP bonus potions, although I'm not sure why. I haven't found a need for any XP boosting. In fact, it being slightly too high level is a kind of a problem for me. But yeah, being vaccinated would give me peace of mind. I wouldn't worry so much about... because even if you take as many precautions as you can reasonably, you still have a chance of catching the coronavirus because of minute trace particles that still hang on despite best efforts. And if you're faster you get to max level, the sooner you get to a place where you no longer out-level gear. True, but I have already out-leveled the areas in which I'm playing in Detir, and at level 35, I think I am, 34. I'm over level for Cluricon.
I have one need for you. The courier that took that letter from me was a traveller, a Dokkalfar named Parwin Well from Suncamp. She said Ehrencourt arranged the delivery. She had no reason to suspect. Travellers are often used as couriers in these lands. But she was the last to have that letter. It was sent to Rathir via courier. A traveller by the name of Parwin Well. She was the last to see the letter. She must have some idea of what happened. Fair enough.
I think it's due to the level in which you first explore, enter a new area, so it sort of gets locked to your level. It does, but there is also the set of maps that you linked to me shows that the maximum level for a lot of the areas in the tier, so like the Red Marches, the maximum level that can go to is 20, and I got there when I was like level 32. That was the lowest of the levels. I think the others increased, so this was maybe 25 or 26 max level. So in order to be doing the Red Marches, for example, at the right level, I would have to have come here from the Shi rather than going over into the Wolds and going across the plains of Eretel. Interesting, the House of Valor, according to the map that you linked, but this is because you are on the original. Yes, true. I don't know whether Re-Reckoning does the same thing. Interestingly, according to the map that you linked, the House of Valor has a maximum level of 99. I don't know why it would need to be that maximum level, but I mean, given the fact that you can't get past level 40... I would have thought making the maximum level of the... No, wrong way. Maximum level of the area...
Good tidings.
50 would probably do it. Oh, it's another gnome with a massive hairdo. Beehive.
You again? After the business of Sandstone Villa, I thought that we had settled matters.
What? What business is Sandstone Villa? I haven't done anything in Sandstone Villa. So the new system ought to have more flexibility. Where 99? The House of Valor. According to the map that you sent me anyway. Or no, not the map, but the links. So, yeah, it's a third of the maps. 25. So, maximum... well, the level range for Red Marches, for example, is 8 to 20. And then Alzarund is 8 to 21. And then 22, 23, 25. Going down and then across. And then Adessa is 11 to 25. But the House of Valor is 8 to 99. Presumably because you can continue going back there and facing challenges.
The shining jewel of knowledge. An oasis of reason and order, carved by the gnomes into the dusty wilds of Datir. Unlike the lofty idealism of the Alpha and the messy pragmatism of the humans, we gnomes proudly embrace the virtues of reason and order. As such, we must maintain neutrality in these periodic wars that spring up. We cannot risk tainting our knowledge by taking sides. You understand?
Oh, Mel Sinshir is also 13 to 99. Wow, wild. Yeah, so the gnomes take pride in their lofty... I mean, they accused the elves of Rathir of being lofty idealists, I think she said. I don't really remember. But the gnomes are also lofty idealists. It's just that their ideals are to do with reason.
I have been the one that has orchestrated your observation. There was much to gain, and relatively little to lose. You must understand, I meant no harm. It is an estate that I have ordered to be kept empty for when I have need of it, such as now. From their council in the Forum, the Templars guide the advancement of our society. Our tremendous successes are due to their unswerving pursuit of knowledge. Each Templar is allowed a wide degree of freedom in the projects they sponsor. but they are ultimately accountable to the rest of the Forum.
Weird.
The Praetorians have a saying, an army is but a single being, and every soldier is a weapon it wields. If every common soldier is a weapon, what of you? Certainly a rare commodity in these contested times, if not a kingmaker. Your presence here is too tempting for some of my colleagues, so I observe you to observe them. That is the game we Templars must play.
Doesn't seem like there's much oversight for Templars, you know.
Yes and no. You wield a power new and greater than many are capable of understanding, and to unforeseen repercussions. I worry of that. But greater still is our response to this power, how we approach it, and how we attempt to understand it. This city, our race, is built on the promise of plans reaching fruition, and as convicted as some are, others might be distracted by you. A simple enough question. The answer is unfortunately complicated. I speak with the authority of a Templar. It is enough to make my suspicions law, if need be. So I must remain silent, if I wish to learn what I need. No. To speak frankly, I had intended this observation to be conducted with your awareness. You were never meant to know that someone was watching you. It could make my quarry suspicious. It is a frustrating turn of events. But how did you come here? Who exposed this to you in the first place?
The voice line said with, but the text said without, and then the following lines supported the without. So obviously the voice actor made a mistake and they couldn't re-record the lines.
Brutal. Bodyguard? I never hired any... Ugh, by Athene. I've been outmaneuvered. Whoever hired Bruton likely knew you would be watched, and knows you're meeting with me. You have to find Bruton. Whoever he's working for, they can't have good plans for you or me. I see. Think very, very carefully about what you are saying. Octien is a Templar. He is in a position of the highest authority.
What, over
and
me?
Who, may I ask, are you? For you to accuse Octien without having a direct confession is not only meaningless, but contrary to all our procedures.
Tough.
Even if this were true, or even already suspected, it would have to be corroborated by Octien himself.
Yeah, like he's going to do that.
That requires a confession. As he is not here to present the charges himself, I must assume that no such confession exists. Now, I have done all I can for you. Please, trouble me no further with this matter, especially with such insufficient evidence.
What a rubbish justice system.
We have already discussed this. Nothing short of a confession would convict him. As such, Templar Octien will remain undisturbed in the Livrarium.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We've been had. I gave you Sandstone Villa, hoping to use it to uncover the Templars who have been plotting to exploit you for war. But in doing so, my quarry uses their agent Bruton to trace me through you. They'll have both of our heads if we don't stop them.
Yeah, it's Octien, definitely. This sort of legal system makes no sense. Well, I think that they are relying on everyone being reasonable, which obviously not everyone in the gnomish society... I mean, it's a lofty goal. It's a great goal. It's just that, you know, trust but verify. There's no oversight for the... oops, wrong way. For the Templars. There's no Oh, come on.
I'm here to send regrets on behalf of Templar Joriel. While she wishes to extend you aid, she's stymied by protocol. What she gave you was an official response. I'm here to give you another response. A personal one.
Yeah, so, I mean... trusting everyone to be reasonable and responsible is great, but the Templars apparently can't even accuse each other. Apparently. Which, yeah, definitely doesn't help matters. They're awfully proud of their, like, reasonableness and... Well, not even reasonableness, but adherence to reason, which isn't quite the same thing. And... Yeah, as I noted, there doesn't seem to be any system of oversight for the Templars other than the Templars themselves. Now, perhaps this guy will be kind of representing a clandestine investigation. But I don't really know why Joriel needed to have an official answer for me when I was meeting her in a small private room that no one was approaching, where I'm getting an unofficial response from her here in the main hall of the building, surrounded by witnesses. Like, why she couldn't be candid with me in private, where she needs to send someone to speak to me about a private matter in public, it doesn't seem like this has been thought through either, really.
I am a political aide for Templar Joriel. I operate in a number of capacities for the Templars' official and unofficial business.
Apparently I'm working on my own.
It is for the best. But you are not the only one to suspect Templar Octienne. My superior has her doubts as well, but, like you, she is bound by protocol. If you wish
not
to
like
bring
me.
Octienne to justice, he will need to publicly acknowledge his crimes. Get him to do this, and Templar Joriel will give you the aid you seek.
What does publicly acknowledge mean in context? Does it need to be with his peers, the other Templars? Does it just need to be other gnomes? Could it be the non-gnomes, like the humans and Alpha, who live in and work in the city, who are occupants of the city? Like, what does in public mean in a system like this?
The city is a marvelous place.
Well,
Recently, my work has taken me farther from its walls for more often, and I'm sadder for it. I am an aide to Templar Joriel. Usually, my work takes the form of drafting letters, taking notes of various functions, and so on. My superior is a very, very busy person. It is unfortunate that some wrongs escape her notice, and those she does notice cannot always be immediately righted.
seems like a Templar or two needs to sponsor a police investigatory force. If I recall correctly, you have to bait him into talking about it in a situation with witnesses. Yeah, we're going to need to go to the Laverium and find Octienne.
You wish to bring the Templar to justice, yes? Then you must get him to publicly acknowledge his crimes in some form. As my superior no doubt told you, the Templar may be found in the Livrarium. I suggest you go there.
Yeah, there we are. And then we end up having a fight with him along the scaffolding. 5th chapter. Let's go and do that. Or we could confront Bruton. I think this is when we get the deed to the place. Although, quite how he's got it after... I mean, he doesn't work for Joriel, and Joriel set the place aside... Oops, too far. For us, the player character. So quite how the deed made its way from her to Bruton... Oops. I can't guess. Hello, chap.
You.
Yep, me.
Well, I've learned enough about your doings to know when I've been found out. Took you long enough.
Not
When I
really.
was told I'd be targeting a man who came back from the dead, I thought I
Man?
heard wrong. But then I learned about the Well of Souls. As soon as Joriel's out of the way, my employers will make the well theirs. and all of the power that comes with it.
I don't think so, half pint.
Well, diplomacy has failed. Guess me and the boys get to play our trade a little early. I'll only rough you up a little bit. My employer wants you plenty alive for the vivisection.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Where are you aiming? There we go. Ooh, Master Sustaining Bindings, nice. Bit of an odd thing to find on a gnome who was just attacking me, but sure. So where's the deed then? Do I get it from Joriel? Or did I take that conversation the wrong way and close off the possibility of getting the thing? The house is obtainable for free. There are 3 upgrades which can be purchased once the Fateless One starts the quest Sandstone Villa. Where's Malou? Did he get killed? Oh no, he's safe in the room there. Let's go and talk to him. Nope. Wrong way. Oh no, right way. He's in here, cowering.
You've got to stop him. Bruton's gone mad, I tell you.
Oh, okay. Maybe I need to leave and have the area reset. So there's a quest called the Sandstone Villa that you get after doing Underwatch. But the wiki doesn't have any more information on it than that. Okay, that's helpful. Thanks. I guess that we go and hand it in. Nope, wrong way. This... These stairs are definitely laid out differently in different buildings.
You again. What is it you require of me? Do get to the point.
You haven't given me a chance to say anything.
It is an estate that I have ordered to be kept empty for when I have need of it, such as now. You again. What is it you require of me? Do get to the point.
How do
We
I...
have already discussed this. As such, Templar Octien will...
Yeah, okay. Great. How exactly am I supposed to hand in... Speak with Joriel? Alright, let's go find the 5th chapter, I guess. We've also got a traveller to find and ask about a letter that they appear not to have delivered.
Greetings.
Good day.
Here we are. Another chapter from the memoirs of Galenon Hegem, the mason who designed Adessa. Indeed. The Grand Bursars. When I was an apprentice, my master gave me a piece of advice that I never forgot. He told me that the key to fostering the best of someone was to eliminate their needs. A mind cannot be brilliant if it is concerned for survival or burdened with worry. True! This is why we need a universal basic income. And so, to get the best out of Adessa's minds, I endeavoured to create the institution that would see to their needs for the entirety of their lives, the Grand Bursars. It was to supply and manage all of the city's finances, and so that our scholars and Templars might not burden their great minds with minutiae. And like all things that my race has put its mind to, or to which my race has put its mind, would be better, the Bursars has performed admirably. Admirably. We were quickly seen by merchants as far as Rathia as a stable means of housing their investments, and our bankers were quick to revolutionize the financial structures previously employed by our society. With our needs seen to, I could see that the Bursars would only serve half of our needs. With our needs seen to, it sees only to half of our needs, whilst seeing to our needs, which implies all of our needs. Wow, great use of language there, guys. Which led to the construction of the Arcadium. Ah, okay, entertainment. Except the Arcadium doesn't seem to be anything about entertainment, and is just about being a shopping centre. Let's go and bother Templar Octien, shall we? Get that squared away. Oh yeah, Lavarium. There we go. All the way at the back.
Yes?
What can I do for you?
I've been in here already. That's where I got the quest to find all the memoirs of the builder. I'm not quite sure how back here counts as in public either. I mean, there's only a pair of guards. And I came back here before. And they're Octien's guards, in fact. Who you would think were in on it. How's it going?
You're alive. What an unexpected and quite unfortunate turn of events.
Why are you so surprised? You know how difficult I am to kill.
For starters, he expected you to be rotting in a sandy ditch somewhere, Supper for the carrion birds. Understand, you and I are alike. All we both want is to see this business reach its end.
I killed your thugs.
The White Palm are hardly thugs. Simply finding them cost me a small fortune, when I expect to be reimbursed with this failure.
Yeah, I think they were thugs. I mean, I don't think that I would qualify them with being assassins or even competent, really.
You are a child. These crimes, as you call them, shall be my final triumph. Innocent blood has been the price for this research. But the will of souls is priceless. It is worth every sacrifice. I do have one confession, though it's not the one you seek. If a fight is what you desire, you will find me quite hard to kill.
Unlikely.
Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for you.
You haven't fought me.
A long career supporting vivification research has left me with certain advantages. You could say I'm more resilient than most of your enemies.
I fought a lot of enemies. Wonder if he'd think it was worthwhile if he actually knew how it worked. Yeah, or actually gave me any what's the word I'm looking for? Credence? Any gave me any respect is kind of the word, but not really. Oh well, never mind.
The wise and the foolish both die. Is that justice? With the will of souls, I can change that. I can choose who deserves life.
That's
To
not...
think that yous gave away such a gift to you. Well, we've seen how you wasted your life. Perhaps I'll give Intrinio your corpse to examine. After all, you met your first death as his assistant. It would be a reunion. Of course. And it's such a pity you'll never find out.
Well, if setting the library on fire isn't a confession, I don't know what is. I don't care about either of those things. No, face this way. Kill him. How is he able to turn with the magic fucking block of ice? What's the camera doing, eh? Come on. There we go, thank you. Oh, he's running away again, is he? Alright. Take what exactly? You didn't give me anything. Nice. Keeps running away like a little chicken shit. If you were really so assured of his victory, he wouldn't keep running away. Oh, right. The reason I can't destroy some of these is because they contain dudes. Huh, I'm all out of mana somehow. Damn it. Who's difficult to kill now, eh?
You wouldn't dare.
Ha! Give him the Hulk treatment. The bridge I came here on collapsed, yes. I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to get off. Yep, in fact, it's collapsed in several places. I think we leave this way. Yeah, there we go, jump down. I missed out on some loot. Maybe.
Well, if setting fire to the livrarium and hiring assassins is not an admission of guilt on Octienne's part, I certainly don't know what is.
I'm glad you agree.
It is clear that we Templars must make him assume responsibility for his actions, overt as well as hidden. Even though you went against my explicit instruction, you were effective. You have my respect. Should he survive the wounds earned in battle, I should think so. To that effect, I have ordered a moratorium on all of his current studies and projects. Or, perhaps, save this mysterious well of souls. That one will take some deliberation, considering its various ethical and societal ramifications. Regardless, Gnome Society is in your debt, and we always pay what is owed.
Good-o. Yeah, help with the war effort. I don't really care about finding... Well, I mean, I do care about finding Ventrinio, sort of, but... Didn't we fate smash him? Pretty sure no one recovers from that. We didn't stab him, we just whacked him with a big fate mace. through a window down several stories. But in fairness, he did boast about how his vivification research has been used on him to make him much more difficult to kill. And apparently he isn't quite dead yet. So yes, while we did fate smash him, we didn't stab him with fate sticks and then pull them out and rip him apart or anything, which we have done previously with other people who definitely are dead. We just grabbed him by the ankles, slammed him into the ground, and then whilst he was bouncing up from the ground, whacked him with a spiked mace like a baseball.
Ventrinio Desalini. One name I never expected to be brought into this business. It seems he has escaped the gallows yet again.
Damn.
I believe your friend Scholar Hughes may be able to help. While you were here, my people found him salvaging the tomes Octien attempted to burn. Now, you must excuse me. A Templar has fallen from power, and Adessa's political buzzards are circling.
I didn't mean to ask for help finding Ventrinio. I meant to ask her to enter the war effort.
You again. What is it you require of me? Do get to the point. You can leave me to deal with Octien. I believe Fomerus Hughes is on his way here, with information more pertinent to you.
Okay, she's not the person I need to talk to about getting... Oh, here we are. Here's Fomerus. How's it going, dude?
It was my mistake to assume that Octien would go quietly.
Yeah,
or that
obviously.
he would leave evidence behind. Such a waste. Some of those books he burned were centuries old, but luckily for us, I was able to salvage some from the flames. Oh, great many prizes. Treatises on the nature of death, tables upon tables of autopsy analyses, but only one item of true value. Octien's diary. Based off of what I've read in these pages, Ventrinio has been working on an island off of Cluricon.
What are we waiting for? Let's hop on a boat.
I'm afraid the dark wood of Cluricon still hides our Tuatha enemies. But this young lady, Mel Sinshir, says she has a solution for that.
Oh, is she
When
here?
you reach Ventrinio, beware. He is certainly a genius, but complicated. He may try killing you the second time for good measure. His mind may be dangerous, but it holds the secret to entering Alabastra, and you must find it. Unfortunately, research on the Well of Souls will be put on hold. Octien organized it in secret, and the other Templars will want to learn all they can of it. But I do not think I'll be idle in the meantime. With Octien out of the way, there will be need of a new Templar in Adessa.
Is he intending to become a Templar? Nice. You defeated Octien and new twist of fate awarded. Unraveler. You defeated Octien and exposed his scheming, thereby proving that unmaking the thread of fate is often as important as measuring and spinning them. Oh, unmaking the threads of fate. Right, okay. Plus 5% experience bonus, which I, again, don't really need, but sure. Ooh, hey.
My old colleague, Ventrinio Desalini. For a time we worked together under Templar Octien. He was a brilliant scholar, but a terrible person.
It's really weird that they're all like, they're really bought in on the Roman Italian style, but a lot of them have Scottish accents, which doesn't really match up.
Octien's journal shows that Ventrinio's assistant died during an important mission into the heart of Alabastra. I don't know how to say this, but the date of the assistant's death is shortly before you came back to life.
Yeah, we already know.
You carry a grave responsibility now, my friend.
But I haven't before. Oh yeah, here we are. Here's Octien. It's a shame we can't give him a boot,
Salutations.
but we can walk over him. Let's level up. Level 34. Oh no. Might as well go with persuasion. Let's bring everything up to this level, and then we can work on getting it up to up further. Alright. Ooh, we've unlocked this tier now. Nice. We're in Vengeance. Your refined battle technique allows you to reflect damage back at your opponents whenever a relentless assault is in effect. 10% chance of reflection. It doesn't tell me how much damage is reflected, which is a bit garbage, but okay. Go into a Berserker Rage, dealing greater and greater amounts of damage with each enemy you defeat in a short time. Not sure how useful that is. I mean, I suppose that's probably most useful, actually, in the arena, where you can be sure that you'll have enemies stacked against you, constantly coming at you. Plus 10% total damage for your first kill, plus 20% total for your second. Battle Frenzy buff lasts 10 seconds, and each kill resets the duration. Wonder how high you can get. Damn it. There's a moth. Oh well. Bulwark. Your impenetrable defenses often surprise your foes, stunning them as their blows bounce off you in a fierce melee. 1% chance of stunning your attacker every time you get hit with a melee attack. That doesn't seem like enough. Does the chance... Well, I suppose 1% chance. Maybe it increases up to 5%. Or maybe the boundaries... maybe it increases in larger bands. Oh well, anyway. And that unlocks weapon attacks for sword and greatsword, so I don't really care about them. Let's increase this. I think it's 1% per hit per level of the skill. Yeah, it doesn't feel like enough to be worth it to me. Ooh, your mastery over the power of fire allows you... I've been upgrading this. Allows you to increase the effectiveness of all burning effects, as well as the damage done by Mark of Flame. All burning damage increased by 20% and Mark of Flame damage by 10%. Protection. While Sphere of Protection is active, ethereal orbs are created around you which deal damage to enemies they hit. Invokes 2 ethereal orbs that each deal 50 physical damage. Oh yeah, that improves the Fair Gorter. Unlocks delayed special attack. I haven't been buying upgrades to these because it doesn't feel like when you're in combat that you actually get enough time between enemy attacks against you to actually
You wish to speak?
curious about where exactly we are. Oh right, we ran around to a different place. We're not in the librarium anymore, are we? It doesn't feel like you actually get enough. I wonder where the scaffolding has gone. Oh no, there we are. Okay. Doesn't feel like you get enough time between being attacked by enemies when you're in combat to actually get some of the combos off, like the orbiting blades with this. Like, letting this charge up doesn't seem like... It doesn't seem like you have enough time to let it charge up before you get attacked and interrupted. Now, I suppose I could be using the might ability that prevents you from being interrupted, I think. I think that's what it does, but that's another cost on my mana. Oh, right, this is... the private study room has been closed due to fire damage. Okay, you're not allowed in. Well, those piles of books look fine to me. They don't look burned or anything. I wonder who this sign is for. I mean, it's not the right height for a gnome at all. I imagine a gnome who was reading a book wouldn't even notice that there was something in the way. Like, they would probably bump their heads. Maybe. Like, how high up is that? That's just about waist height, isn't it? And how tall are these? If they had their head down low enough, I think they probably could walk under here without noticing that the sign was there at all.
What?
So, I don't quite know who that sign is for, given that there are mostly gnomes in the librarium. In fact, other than me, are there any humans or Alpha?
Yes?
Doesn't currently look like it. I mean, okay, so
Good day, stranger.
Donna Svea probably would bump her massive hairdo.
Yes?
Ah, enjoying a tour of our great city. It is beautiful. From here all the way to Sandstone Villa.
It's definitely tall.
It was born during the early years of the war, though thankfully away from the conflict.
Oh, okay. So, a little over 10 years? Somewhere between 10 and 20 years. Well, probably 10 and 15, actually. So yeah, it's not a terribly old city.
Perhaps the greatest house of learning in all of the Phalanx. The complexity of ideas and thought within is truly astounding.
You guys really, really love banging your own drum, don't you?
I must get back there soon. I don't spend nearly as much time in the librarium as I would like.
She says, in the librarium.
I oversee much of our economic relations with other powers. Gold is the road to diplomacy, in many respects.
I wonder where else you're supposed to be able to encounter her, then.
We are the principals of Adessa, so to speak. With our hands and voices, we guide our brethren and neighbours. The Forum is a place for all gnomes, where we Templars are humbled by the people's trust in governance. Travel far.
Be quick.
Ooh, it's got a name. Lenero Faust. That's a bit of a portentous name.
Keep the peace, stranger. I know you are welcome to Sandstone Villa, but we've no need for any outside trouble. Adessa is a coveted prize. We've turned a barren stretch of desert into an oasis of knowledge. So we Praetorians must protect it. I am the leader of the Praetorian Watch within the Isles. Me and my guards ensure that nothing jeopardizes the institutions we've built here.
Like a mad Templar who sets things on fire, for example.
We are the backbone of gnomish society. The scholars are the brain, and the Templars are the will. But we are the means. Very well.
What can I do for you?
Who are the pancreas of gnomish society? Or the appendix?
What now?
Sixth chapter, speak with Joriel. And I wonder whether we're actually going to be allowed to speak to Joriel properly, or whether the game is going to be confused again.
Yes?
Oh, there's a seventh as well. I meant to read this. The Arcadium. Every city must have a market, and Adessa is no different. But rather than something tawdry, dirty, and bustling, isn't that mostly what markets are about? Certainly the bustling part. I vowed that for the crafts we gnomes excel at, gemcraft, potion work, book writing, we would house them in a building that befits their grace and honour. And so I was determined to make the Arcadium a house of trade without parallel, a home to all the grandeur you might find elsewhere in a city. Once these buildings were underway, I felt confident to begin working on my next jewel for this crown, the Bellisica Nostra. And that's it. That's all there is in this pair of pages. I mean, you could probably fit all of this on one page, if not for the fact that the pages we have them displayed on are really quite small. So I don't know if that's really a volume so much as it's just a page. But okay.
Yes.
I mean, if you need a reason to avoid making a bustling market, then deciding to describe in-game the reasons why you don't go ahead and do that because it's too complicated from a game design perspective, or you don't have the time, then just telling us that the things sold there are too noble to be bustled over feels a little bit like taking the easy way out.
Yes?
You've gotten to Bruton then. This was not the outcome I had anticipated.
Oh, here we go.
That you were able to deal with it is gratifying. Killing Bruton should send a message to his masters to stop their plans. I heard what he said about my death. It seems I am indebted. With any luck, the serpent will not bite without its fangs. Our business can be concluded.
So was Bruton not working for Octien then? It's a bit weird that you can only complete this after doing the Octien stuff as well.
You have proven capable beyond measure. As a reward, I give you the deed to Sandstone Villa. It is now yours, completely. If you wish, you may make improvements to it at the Grand Bursars. Now, there is much I must attend to. I am off.
Okie doke. She's off, she says, and then stays exactly where she was. Cool. Now we have the deed. When Nomad was talking about it on Friday, he made it sound like, or they made it sound like, you picked up the deed from Brutus. I don't remember what his name is anymore. But clearly that's not the case. Where's the last of the chapters? Wasn't there a Find the Seventh? Oh, there we go. Find the Seventh chapter. Yeah, I know that it's night out, but please can you upgrade my house? Aye, even the workers go away at night. That's an interesting touch, because the day-night cycle doesn't usually seem to have much effect on the various NPCs that are around. I mean, sometimes they'll go to bed, but also sometimes they go to bed during the day. Like, NPC behavior and the day-night cycle don't usually seem to have very much overlap, or they don't necessarily have much to do with one another in the game, which is Bit weird. Obviously something that, again, that they must have run out of time
Welcome
to
to
try
the
and
Grand
fix.
Bursars, the city's financial heart. Though not a gnome, my superiors have authorized me to help you as best I can. We can offer loans, property development opportunities, and oversight on investments made with us. Now, what can I do for you?
Didn't realize we'd be able to do this stuff. Take out a loan. Give me 5 million gold. I'll invest. What would I be investing in?
For a loan, we will lend you a sum that must be repaid in a week's time. Or we will be forced to collect by other means.
Yeah,
we
good
can
luck
help
with that.
develop any property you might own in Adessa if you wish. Lastly, you can invest money. We will allocate it as we deem wise. And if you're lucky, you will gain earnings.
Okay, I don't really care about loans. I've got like 3 million gold. I don't think that I really need money, but...
Ah, so you are the new owner of Sandstone Villa. Very well. If you wish, we can have crews begin work immediately.
Yes, please.
Excellent. We'll begin work at once. Have a pleasant day. Hello again. What can I assist you with?
I would like to invest some money.
Very well. We'll invest a standard capital on your behalf. We can't promise its return, but we will invest it to your discretion. The riskier investments are directed towards the Motus mining interests.
Ooh, no thank you.
They can strike it rich in Detir, but are plagued with other problems. The moderate investments are used to help develop the lively trade with the travelers. Unstable, but growing strong. The safe investments will be used to support the Arcadium. Arthesa Lil and Oliver D'Artan rarely disappoint their investors, but yield lesser profits.
Now, I could go risky, but I'm actually going to take this from an emotional standpoint rather than a reasoned one, because why the fuck not? And I don't want to invest in Motus Mining because they're shits. I don't have any reason to like the Travelers very much. So I want to invest in local businesses, since I can't invest in housing for the workers, or education, or like public services, or sanitation, which I suppose comes under the heading of public services. So
Reasonable enough. We'll invest the capital into the travelers' market. It is showing signs of growth, but it's still somewhat unstable.
what?
Have a pleasant day.
That's not what I told you to do.
Hello again. What can I assist you with? I'm afraid your investments have yet to return. You'll need to wait a bit longer to see what your returns will be. Have a pleasant day.
Did I click on the wrong thing? Did I click moderate instead of I meant to go with the simple, easy, low risk investment. Did I click moderate rather than low? I would have thought it would be high, medium, low, not like high, low, medium. I mean, I guess that's what you get for not paying attention, but... Alright. Let's go and see what has been added to Sandstone Villa, shall we? Oh, he's back, is he? Is all he does at night hang out outside my house?
Milo at your service. Another welcome to you, Master. I trust you have managed to enjoy your time in Adessa.
Yeah, I got to kill, or at least heavily beat up, a corrupt politician. It was dead good, that.
It is the financial heart of Adessa. We process all of the incoming funds we receive from trade and allocate it to various institutions as necessary. Of course, since many have their own means, The bursars will perform various services in exchange for necessary capital.
Risky, safe, moderate. Oh, okay, that's the order. I wonder why. But fair enough. I should have paid attention.
The villa is yours to do with what you will. If you wish to expand it, the Grand Bursars will provide that service. Farewell, Master.
So we've had a bunch of rooms added at the back here, I guess. I don't know what else they could have done in these areas, so fair enough there, but... Oh, I should probably go and find the various chests and open and loot them before I upgrade, so as that the contents of those chests don't just disappear into the ether. Peasants' tunics, which I don't care about, and peasants. That's a whole peasant gear, peasant suit. Is this a guest bedroom? I mean, I have to imagine that it is. Oh, it was a farmer's shirt instead of a peasant's tunic.
Milo at your service.
It's nice of the workers to leave gold lying around in the crates that they leave behind, eh? This way. Thank you. Ooh. Let's take these just so that we can look at what the cosmetics are like. I'm not actually going to use them. I mean, I will equip them. That's the only way you can look at the cosmetics. Cool. Fairly unlike design aesthetics for things in other games. I mean, I can't think of anything else, any other games where that kind of design aesthetic is used that much. I mean, the weapons still look like World of Warcraft weapons, but the colours are different, which is cool. It's nice to see. These are, yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rugs just piled up against the wall there for some reason. In case you need to lay rugs out, I guess. Ebony is definitely the equivalent of Prismere. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can see the Prismere stuff in the Ebony, but Ebony is definitely the tier equivalent with Prismere and Dreadscale and whatever the... is it Sage Weave? Whatever the cloth armor equivalent is. All crates must die. Oh, another bedroom. We've definitely got plenty of space for... oh, are those surgical tools? Plenty of space for guests. I wonder why there's just loads of chairs out. So, if this were still a game, I mean, as they intended when they were setting out to make a team-based game where you can collect a team of people, if this game was still that game, this would be a great place for the various people in your team to hang out and live, because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. It's probably more like a patient treatment room. Yeah, it could be. I don't know what all the chairs in there are about, but yeah, that could be like a sick. Well, I mean, the thing about the bed is it doesn't look like a sick bed. It looks like just an ordinary bed, and I feel like the game. I feel like the design style of the game could include some kind of sickbay bed. If they felt like making it so, you know? I mean, you have the skeleton and medical stuff. Yeah, that's true. Maybe... when you were still able to collect a team, it was supposed to be the healer's room, or the room for someone who's an enthusiast of anatomy and surgery. Well, they did make cots, so yeah, that's my point, you know, like they made cots for soldiers, and they've got like tables that are kind of like raised up that you sometimes find dried out corpses on, that are obviously supposed to be like, they're not torture racks, I don't think, unless you find them in a castle ruin. I think they're supposed to be like some kind of vivisection table. No, wrong one. Need to go around and up. So, like, they have a variety of surfaces on which to put people. And several types of bed as well, I think. As I recall. Where the hell... Oh, it was downstairs. Okay. I looked in here and I was like, this can't be the right place. It's got to be the place... It's got to be the floor above. But turns out I was wrong. Ooh, gold coins. Adessa 6... No, 7. That's 7, isn't it? Inspect. Another chapter... Yeah, okay. We've read this several times already. The Basilica Nostra. They're obviously running out of steam. This is even less than the previous volume. And it's only 2 pages. What can be said about the Basilica Nostra that could do it justice? I raised the walls and created the ceiling, sure enough, but the shell pales in comparison to its contents. This is the true culmination of efforts, where we distill experiments and crafts and labours into theorems, laws, and axioms. There is where the divine transformation from experience into knowledge truly occurs. It is the portion of this city that I am most proud of. That and the great grandness of the Forum. So the Forum is going to be next, isn't it? 8th chapter. This is the Basilica Nostra, the place where all learning is supposed to take place. But it feels like less of a school than the Scholia Arcana at Rathir. Although, in fairness, in Rathir, at the Scholia Arcana, they do have several buildings around a courtyard, all for schooling, whereas that seems to be just the one. But it's not like they're limited by internal space, I wouldn't have thought. They could have put down a much more expansive and complex location, and it's not like you don't have access to a map to help you find your way around. My mind just went on a really stupid little journey. I'm thinking about the jokes I've been making about crates being my most hated foe, and about like how in a lot of these games, in a lot of RPGs, you go around breaking barrels, crates, vases, basically all kinds of containers, and then thinking about favoured foe. They are your they are your favoured foe, and then the feat in D&D, favoured foe for rangers, wherein you pick a type of enemy. Like usually, if you're an elf ranger, you're expected to choose goblins or something like that as your favoured foe. Against whom you get bonuses when you're attacking. And thinking about, like, what if you were playing in just kind of a jokey, light-hearted campaign, and you were a ranger and you picked favoured foe container, or, like, box, or barrel or something. Just tickles me a little bit. Oh, we've got a bit more on this time. And it's signed, so this is probably the last of them, I think. The Forum would be the last of the buildings I would leave to my beloved city, and woe fills me for being too infirm to see it to its completion. But here in time will be a centre for all gnomes to have a voice, to hear the words of the just and kind Templars. Here will be the central pin that holds the city together, its heart, its soul. I weep to think I will no longer sketch the plans and detail the stones that will form this city. But for you, dear reader, who has been fit to follow me through my journey in making this city, I leave a simple gift. There is a book hidden in the stacks of the librarium, dedicated to those that wish to master the art of speech. Learn its teachings, and use the skills to spread word of my marvellous city after I have passed. Ah, okay, so the reward for doing all of this is a skill book in persuasion, I assume. Kind of a surprise seeing a gnome hefting around planks of wood. You know, it's interesting. You see people doing manual labour and carrying things around, but you never see them carrying...
Hello.
The crates that litter every environment.
The Alpha have a grand city in Rathir, but stone for stone, I would rate Adessa among the greatest cities in the world. Or I will when it's complete.
Oh, he's a dispeller. You can do dispelling training. Cool.
This city will stand for centuries. You can tell that already just by standing here. History is being made as we speak. I took up learning it as a hobby. Next thing you know, I'm good enough to share the knowledge. All for the right price, of course.
Of course.
I perform a number of odd jobs and studies on behalf of the researchers in the laboratories. Always work to be done. The walls are home to the assistants, the mundane researchers like myself. We strive to ensure that the institutions of the Isles are optimally supported.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to learn anything from him. I expected he'd be a basic level trainer. And indeed, I was correct. Oh right, yes, the librarium. There's the reward for going around and finding all those volumes. I wonder if they're taking up space in my inventory. Should I go through and add them to junk? Get rid of them. Oops. Oh good. It's not hidden in a place that we cannot access. Like, if the location of this book were back here, that would really suck and grind my gears. But no, it's here, it's fine. And some gold coins, nice. Book of Persuasion. Paper trail. Quest complete. Oops, no. Huh, I've got a gold nugget that I didn't add to junk. Whoops. I've got loads of repair kits. After reading this book, your persuasion skill has been permanently increased. Chapter 3, on rhetoric and its relation to fact. It is difficult to delve deep into rhetoric and the persuasive arts without first addressing the medium's inexorable detachment from fact, or, put more simply, that which is obviously true. Many of my colleagues in the Basilica Nostra are quick to dismiss the value of an education based in the study of rhetoric for the simple reason that rhetoric emphasizes the form an argument takes rather than the basis of the argument itself. Any argument not grounded in hard, irrefutable facts is not worth being made, fought for, or upheld, according to them. But there is a world beyond the syllogism, beyond the progressions of postulates and conclusions and discourses, and, perhaps more importantly, most importantly, there exist people over whom fact holds no meaning. It is in these times that a knowledge of rhetoric, of stance, elocution, and dramatization can reign. Another oft-given reason for the avoidance of studying rhetoric, made by the scribes and aides of the Domus Politica, is the insistence that knowledge of rhetoric might somehow corrupt or otherwise pollute the moral fibre of the one that employs it. Surely such detractors suggest that just as martial or financial power stokes the flame of ambition in those who wield it, so could the power of influence wielded by a rhetorician give way to the equally rampant ambition. Against such claims I can only stand with mouth agape. Rhetoric is the product of our enlightened minds. To compare it with martial authoritarianism or the practice of usury, to present it as merely another avenue for one being to express dominance over another, is wholly absurd. True, rhetoric is a means to an end, but to achieve mastery over rhetoric, one must open one's mind to a corpus of the finest works these lands have to offer. The Misgivings by Ballard Oray, Decanus Kerin's 25 and 1 supports, and internalize them. To excel at rhetoric is to be worldly. To be persuasive, one must examine issues from all sides. And to those that are easily persuaded by even an amateur, I might argue that they are asking to be taken advantage of. In light of such a testament, then, in the understanding that rhetoric requires such a breadth of knowledge, how can my opponents presume to know that rhetoric will yield to corruption? How can a mind that has seen so much, studied great works, and diversified their perception to such ends, fall to base temptation? is the pursuit of rhetorical ability not, in its own way, a quest for self-enlightenment? And under such a view, how could we ever assume that such a person could succumb? I don't know what to make of the arguments presented here. Examining arguments isn't really my thing. There we go. Don't need those anymore. What's my persuasion like now? Okay, cool. It's getting good. Let's upgrade our house and then
Yes?
I guess go on to Mel Sinshir. Unless there's something else that I'm forgetting about. Oh yes, there's finding that letter that went astray, isn't there? Let's also do that.
Welcome to the Bursars. Hello again. What can I assist you with? Is that so? Well, we can certainly arrange that. Work shall begin on it at once.
I'm not sure which
We've
direction.
supplied you with a forge, should you feel the desire to perform some handiwork of your own. Very good. We'll have it ready for you soon. Have a pleasant day.
I was going to say, I was wondering in what direction they would take the upgrade, like whether they would expand. Well, to be honest, I was expecting them to expand the physical like footprint, but it seems like they've just added stuff, which is fine, you know. Fine too. I kind of wanted an even bigger house, but that's...
Hello there.
Hello?
Why are you, like, trying to call me over?
Been to the Domus Politica yet? My favorite of all the buildings here. It's the first I finished building, don't you know? Be seeing you.
He really wants me to know that he helped build the place, doesn't he? And then he walked off and round and back. Weird choices for the NPCs there. So, the forge has been added. Oh, okay, so this is upstairs. That's not a very handy place for it, but okay. Now, I think we can probably safely ignore the like armoire and dressers, armoires and the dresser, because every time I've checked them, they've just contained peasant clothes, which are of absolutely no use to us. I'm surprised they haven't done anything to upgrade this, like to fix it up. Scorching staff. What does that do? Fire damage. Oh, it's lightning and fire. Okay. Now, I might get fire components out of this if I break it down. So I'll take it, but not add it to junk. What elemental effect is going to happen? Oh, lightning. Okay. I suppose that makes sense. Given that it's primarily a lightning weapon, but also has fire added. So the design of it does feel fairly World of Warcraft. It's got a bit more like detail on it. Although, to be fair, you could expect this kind of level of like number of polygons from a WoW weapon from, you know, probably Legion onwards, or even maybe WoD onwards. Probably not quite Mists, MOP, Mists of Pandaria, but the color scheme isn't one that you would usually find in WoW or any RPG that I'm familiar with, and that makes it worthy of comment. So, like, is this a social area, or is this where an audience would go if you were doing an examination or something? Is it a waiting area for people to get seen? If this is a treatment area, why is there only one bed? But then, why is there surgical tools out on the table and a skeleton? Bit of a weird room. How come they don't take down all the scaffolding as well? Like, maybe they will at the last of the upgrades. What's the purpose of this space as well? Like, is this a waiting area, or is it for... I mean, these chairs are too far apart for conversation. Is it an audience chamber? Is there some kind of function that's supposed to happen in there? Like, sermons or something? Oh, hey. Got a sign on the wall in case you can't tell. Maybe the next things that they add will be more crafting stuff. I mean, that probably makes the most sense. Interesting. Another bed. A double bed next to the forge, where people make lots and lots of clanging noises. I don't think that was thought out very well either, you know? Fascinated to see inside the decision-making process for it. You know? I would reasonably expect something similar to this to be, I mean, maybe not marble-topped, but something a lot like this to be a treatment table. If, and this looks like a receptionist, well, I mean, not quite a receptionist desk, actually. It's more like a makeup desk. Or table. I think, given the items on it. wrong way. Okay.
Milo, at your service.
Maybe the room with the skeleton and surgical tools is Milu's. Or Milu's, as he says it.
What now?
They just wanted to take my claim.
Ooh, he's got a name.
Almost did too.
Fancy some chat? I could use a break from the labor. What are you looking for?
Oh, I've already spoken to him, apparently.
Back to work.
Alright.
Hello. Hi.
Wow, that is wild hair, isn't it? What's going on?
What now?
Okay, last of the upgrades before we can move on. Oh, he's working at breaking that down. Interesting. Oops.
Welcome to the Bursar. Hello again. What can I assist you with?
Wish to upgrade my house.
Is that so? Very well. The labs have graciously donated a potion bench.
Oh,
Be a
nice.
private use. But after this point, we won't be able to work any further on the house.
Why is that?
You won't regret it, I can assure you. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you, and you. I'm gonna break some vases. 4 gold, huzzah! That was definitely worth breaking like 10 pots. Oops. Pressing R doesn't activate auto run. The only thing I'm missing
What
from
now?
this house is
Fancy a chat?
oops, wrong way. A sagecraft bench.
Milo, at your service.
Hello, henchman. Apparently you need to be careful of these guys, otherwise they'll kill Milu. Just watched your friend get killed and you're... Wow. That's a full scorpion, isn't it? Just the wrong way around. Usually scorpions are front down. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, there's a Reddit, or a subreddit, called Full Scorpion, which is a collection of videos and pictures of people who land on their faces and whose legs bend over their back, and a full scorpion is like legs over your head, touching the ground, because you've bent yourself over so far with the forces. It's not one that I frequent, but I've been there occasionally and I know what it's about broadly. So seeing the guy folded over on himself backwards made me think of it. Bit unhelpful locations all the way back here for the crafting benches. I mean, it's already a big enough area, and then you put the crafting all the way back here. Now this is on the lower floor, so that's a little bit better, but this is up 2 sets of stairs. I would have put the crafting areas over here. But then again, why would you care that they'd added some rooms that just contained dresses or armoires at the back here if you'd spent 5,000 gold on them? It's a very detailed location. What's that in there? Alright. It's like a reflective gemstone. It's not. I thought maybe that was a crystal orb that was containing something, but it doesn't seem to be. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't think we've seen one of those before. If not for the spikes and the colours, that could be a Willy Wonka concoction engine. No, these contain weird thingies. You can't really get the camera low enough. That's some kind of fish man creature. I think the two jars on either side contain like frogmen, young frogmen thingies. They've got webbed fingers and hands, and they look like the coloured skylight. Oh yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? It's all stained glass. Nice. Not quite the same colours you tend to see around the rest of Adessa either. And there's purple in it, but not as much purple as, for example, these windows. And no gold either. Whereas these have sort of a soft orangey gold. Well, it's not that orangey. But it's definitely on the warmer end of the golden colour, rather than being a paler greeny gold. There's a chest up here. Have we been up here? Is there a chest up here? No. Damn it. It's on the other side then. Unless... oh no, maybe they removed the section where the chest would go in favour of putting in this. Don't remember. Oh, they have taken away the scaffolding though. All the scaffolding? Yeah, it looks like all... oh no, not quite all the scaffolding. This area seems unfinished. I don't know why they were saying... that guy was saying, oh no, we've finished doing everything we can. But we've left up scaffolding and a big room that doesn't have a function, that we just didn't add anything to. It is a corpse. When I first entered, there were a couple of henchmen. Oh wow. That sword is just standing straight up. There were a couple of these henchmen, one here and then one over there, but that one seems to have just despawned. One here, who had spawned in, perhaps looking for revenge, I don't know. And yeah, I killed them before they could harm Malu.
Milo at your service.
So let's go and track down that missing letter then, I think.
Another?
Hello there.
Interesting. They have the two sections line up, even though you can't, like... I suppose the same is true of the Rathir entrance. Even though there's a gateway there. Huh. I mean, sure, I'll have off with these things, but not sure why there's a dead body there. I don't think I left a dead body, did I? Nothing to steal, alright. How's he becoming aware of me? Oh well. This dude over here was looking this way. I don't know how he managed to become aware of me approaching from over here. But okay. Sure, game. I'll believe you. Oh, I can't creep up on him. All I heard was trouble. I think he was probably supposed to be saying you're in trouble or you've found trouble or something along those lines, but what was the name of the corpse? Henchman, I think. Oh, right, the corpse up here. They did have a name, didn't they? Wonder if they've despawned already. Oh no, can't check. Was she... Oh, she might have been the person who... She might have been the woman that we met here after we got the Darkvari treasure map, who had convinced... Oh yeah, there's that as well, isn't there? What's his face, who had been imprisoned here, who was a Darkvari guy. That could have been her body. I don't know who would have killed her. Probably... just some of the bandits, I guess? But I don't know when... Oh no, probably... I mean, I have been back and forth around here into Whitestone, haven't I, after all? That would have had me in the area, giving this location time for stuff to happen in. That's a bit of a shame. We managed to avoid fighting with her. Don't know quite why she decided to stick around, though. If she was hostile with the various bandits that hang out around here. Seems like a bit of an oversight on the game creator's behalf. Hrindy? Hrindy's a name that gets used here, but I don't know whether... Is he the seller? No, it'll be up here. I need someone that will take stolen goods, that will fence things, because I've got some...
Hello there.
I've got some gold nuggets that I've stolen.
Happy to see another face in Sun Camp. Want to do some trading?
Oh, 5-finger discount. Achievement unlocked. That's presumably sell something you stole. Yeah, there we go.
The city's the jewel of Detir, so the gnomes say. A lot of bustle and trade going on there, if you've the stomach for it. The woman runs this camp like a damn army. Everything has its order, and we march to the tune of the Hierophant, bless her. Keeps the coin coming in, at any rate. Argene thanks the Hierophant for that. And we all do, for that matter. As far as the traveller camps go, Sun's the largest. They say that Argene founded it over 60 years ago.
Really? Is it still a camp, then?
Folks from all walks come to join the travellers. Beggars, highwaymen, thieves, all looking to live a life without laws or lords. So long.
So if there are no laws, how do you keep yourself safe from the people who are just murder hobos? Up, okay.
Enjoy the shade, wanderer. Well, I seem to have attracted a guest. What can I help you with?
Where's that letter?
Argene is the leader and founder of Sun Camp. She must be one of the oldest travelers in the Feylands. The woman's heart is cold iron.
I don't really seem to run into murder hobos that often. Yeah, apparently not. Given that... Or at least they have a means of dealing with them, which implies that they have some laws, or at least rules.
Come now, you don't expect me to have actually read the thing. I have my reputation as a courier to think of.
Sun Camp is built around trade. Argene started it before Adessa was built, and she keeps her tinker's hands very busy.
That's a very different voice from the one that I got that responded to Cordan's letter.
We don't deal in swords and wars or magic. Clever hands and quick eyes are what suit a traveler best.
Oh, that would be the squeaky little gnome from Adessa. Smelled like vellum and book paste, as I recall. I was hired to take the note from him. Sure as rain. A gnomish scholar named Arancourt hired me to take it and throw it in the quarry. That's where you can find that letter if you're looking. And I can even give you Arancourt's orders as proof. If you pay the right price.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's only 200 gold, but if I don't have to pay 200 gold, then let's give it a shot.
But it is worth something to you.
Alright, fair enough.
And that is surprisingly enough reason for me to charge you for it.
Alright, Grifter's gonna grift, I guess.
I told you. I threw the damn thing in the quarry in Apatir, like I was paid to. If it's piqued your interest so much, I have the orders instructing me to do so. They're yours, for the right price.
I wonder if she's raised the price. No? Okay, good.
Very well. A quick bit of coin for Parwin and an insidious bit of gnomish political backstabbing for you. A good trade.
I don't need to ask this again. I know exactly where.
Hot out there.
And I don't imagine, by this point, I don't imagine that the game will give me any new information for asking the same question again. There's a quest available over here that you can get without having joined the Travellers, apparently, so let's go and pick that up.
Nice to see a bit of foot traffic by my old store. Fancy a bit of work collecting some iron?
This is like the... gotta be like the 10th character this person has voiced, because I really recognise that voice.
I've been in Sun Camp since it started, and Argene's been right here with me. She saw Adessa carved into the side of that crater. She keeps faithful to the Hierophant. And it seems, in turn, that we stay prosperous. Not a bad arrangement.
The colour of his hair is remarkably strong for someone that's over 60 years old and spends his days in a desert with only a tent for cover. His voice matches someone that's... well, it suggests someone who's, 60. Well, I mean... The Sun Camp was established 60 years ago, and so he must have been an adult by that time. Maybe as young as... well, I mean, we don't know what age this world considers adulthood. It could be 15, 16, 17, or it could be 18. I mean, given that this is a fantasy setting based roughly, very vaguely on medieval Europe, maybe something like 15, 16, 17. But that would still place him at 75 at the earliest, at the youngest, if not 80. So, yeah, wow, the fact that he's got such strongly coloured hair, well, maybe it's been dyed with magic.
I've been tinkering in this camp almost as long as it's been around. It isn't much like Star or Moon. Argine runs this camp fine, but after all these years, I don't even know her all that well.
But more than his hair colour, I think the fact that he's got massive muscles is incredible for someone his age.
I mostly work with everyday objects, farm tools, spades, kitchen goods. Warriors don't have much use for my skills. A good many people love the travelers as thieves, but we first started with people like me, tinkers, journeymen, and wanderers.
Yeah, that's incredible definition for someone who's in his 70s or 80s.
Make my trade as a tinker, fixing pots and spades and shovels for common folk. But with the war on, iron's been scarce. I'm too old to go around scrounging for bits and scraps. If you find any iron components on your travels, I'll pay well for them. Well, that's good. Iron isn't exactly like gold. It should be pretty commonplace if you look. Or even some time at Briente's forge might help. But I'm a tinker, mind you, not a smith. I can't work with finished pieces. I need iron components.
That reminds me, Vikings were known to use methods of colouring their hair that involved washing it with things that weren't true dyes, like but stained it anyways. One example was a mix of tallow and ash. Oh wow, wild. That smelled incredible. So yeah, okay, maybe he's using some kind of medieval dye on his hair, and he smells super weird when you get near him.
Well, around, I suspect. I haven't been out on the road in some time, but as I recall, it's not too hard to find.
Yeah, I probably need to go to the
Farewell.
Early areas of the tier. But yeah, this guy has got to be in late 70s to 80s, maybe even 90s, but probably not 90s. And look at those muscles. If my arms look that good when I'm in my 70s and 80s, then I will be very happy. Because they don't look like it now. The idea was, rather than rinse it out after it's soaked in, I think, the idea was to make it redder, and neither tallow or ash is actually red. So that's just going to be a money-making thing, I guess? Harriset Donnell? Where if you find iron, you can go and hand it in for a reward. So if I actually want to find iron, I probably want to go to these sorts of areas and kill things and loot stuff in the early areas of Dalentarth, because even by the time I got to Etinmere and Lock of Rain, I think I was on steel. So I think I want Odorath Webwood for iron. And fair enough, there are a bunch of places you can... a bunch of dudes you can kill in Odorath. Lots of bandits around. But there's no way I'd be finding iron around Datir, even if I'd come here first rather than the Plains of Erythel, because I think I would have gotten to steel by this point, if not azurite. There is a better pragmatism to our policy than others need admit. If you should find yourselves at a triumphant end of hostilities against your foes, know that we have anticipated such an opportunity. We seek an armistice, a peace to bring prosperity to us both. Know that we are open and willing for all negotiations. Now let's head to Rathir. To Adessa. To Corden.
Another?
I wonder how long this quest chain is. Right, Chapo. Yeah, it's your problem.
You found the letter. But why would Scholar Erincourt want it to be sent and lost? She commissioned the letter in the first place. It is above my station to question her. There is a higher plan at work. Please, stranger, find Erincourt and learn what is happening.
Okay. Where is she?
She can be found in the Isles. Probably in the Basilica Nostra. She needs to be confronted with the information we found regarding the letter. Fair enough.
Yeah, the Templars definitely need some kind of investigatory committee. If not, like, an investigative police force. I wonder if we've got... No, we just have been told that we have gotten the orders from Agincourt, but we didn't actually get an object that was written orders from her.
What now?
We're going to get to take down another Templar. 2 in the same week. What a lucky adventurer we are. We've got an even better audience now than we did with Octien as well.
I have heard that someone was helping my subordinate, Corden. It seems he has lost a very, very important letter. While I applaud your diligence in tracking this to me, I'm sad to say that Corden's error is grievous. He will be punished for losing the letter.
But you're the one who gave orders for it to be lost.
That is a half-truth. I requested the letter of Corden, true, but it was not my idea. That came from a higher source. The Templars have reached a tentative quorum regarding our stance in the war, but a cautious few requested I draft this letter. A Templar must be obeyed. But what can be done when they give conflicting orders? So I had the letter written, and Corden lost it. Damn it all. I knew that dirty traveler was not capable of performing even the simplest of tasks. I will not allow you the privilege of extorting me. I will resign my position and name Corden as my replacement. We shall see how he fares.
That's good of you.
I would be very careful if I were you. You are known to the Templars, and it was never their intention to treat you lightly.
Yeah. I hope the Templars know I am a remover of corrupt Templars.
I see.
Because apparently the gnomes can't manage to police themselves. They need an outside source to do it. This seems to be the end of it. We don't get any more tales of intrigue. Oh, and it seems that she wasn't actually a Templar, so we didn't remove another one. That's fine. Oh right, return to Cordon. Okay. An awful lot of stairs in a city designed for gnomes. Like, fair enough, the stairs are small enough that gnomes probably could manage them. But it's the same with dwarves in Lord of the Rings. Well, I mean, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Awful lot of stairs for people who very short legs.
You won't believe this. I've been presented with the opportunity to join the Basilica Nostra. It must have been from your help. I never thought in my wildest years. I only hope to correct a mistake. It will take time to be approved, but here is your reward with my thanks. Fair enough.
Cool. It does suck a little bit that we've just helped remove a female gnome in favour of promoting a male gnome, but in fairness, we don't know that. Some amount of fairness, we don't know what the balance of genders is like in gnomish society in the game. In fairness, dwarves, as seen in Lord of the Rings, are not much shorter than humans. It's been a long time since I've read Lord of the Rings, and I don't think that I know... I don't think that I remember well enough the physical description of gnomes. Dwarves, Jesus, okay. I don't think that I remember well enough the physical description of dwarves in Lord of the Rings to... Because my impression was that they were like chest height or lower, which isn't... It's more than a little shorter than humans. I kind of remember Gimli as being around 5 feet tall. Seen from a distance, he looks shorter because of how stocky he is. I mean, I could stop and look it up, but I don't want to. And it's not that important to me. But I mean, my memory is that he's somewhat shorter than 5 feet. Oh, wow, these guys are in Dreadscale. Yeah, Dreadscale. Bit wild. Oh man, has he been attacked? No, he's fine, he's just asleep. Half on, half off the rug. Alright. think my chakrams are damaged. Yep. Very badly. A lot of this needs repairing. Okay. I might as well repair the lot. Got plenty of repair kits. This thick-bound book contains the minutiae required for running a branch office. Ah, this is about reparation and compensation. Though Motus Mining enjoys an advantageous financial relation with the Grand Bursars of Adessa, as well as the political clout of some of the city's most tenured Templars, the nature of our institutions makes certain unforeseeable events and circumstances unsupportable by the city in an official capacity. Notably, while almost all events concerned with personnel, Chapter 3, and liquidity, Chapter 1, can be dealt with in some manner with but a few writs from the Home Office, events that involve accidents or incidents with significant impact on a branch's surrounding environment caused by acts of men or gods fall under the jurisdiction of the branch head. This is simply for logistical reasons. As branch head, you will be more familiar with the intimate details of your accident's impact on the surrounding area, specifically its impact on resource harvesting, cost of environmental repair and destabilization, minor safety, arability, and civilian population in order of priority. Civilian population is the lowest priority. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't fucking like it. Than the Home Office. Coupling this knowledge with your immediate proximity to the problem makes it far easier to enact quick and decisive resolutions to environmental deficiencies the branch's activities may have indirectly caused. You may find it difficult to feel adequately prepared to deal with the problems of an environmental nature. Or with problems of an environmental nature. There are several key steps that must be taken should such an event arise. Containment. First and foremost, the principal step to take in an environmental calamity is to contain the affected area. In the vast majority of cases, this is often as simple as sealing off a mine tunnel to prevent the dispersal of subterranean miasma. However, this step also requires that any affected personages, minor or civilian, be quarantined regardless of whether or not they were exposed to toxic phenomena. Reparation. One of the affected areas of the environment once the affected areas of the environment have been identified and cordoned off, work on repairing the damage must begin. The source of the issue, a faulty sluice pump, a sulphurous vent, or a den of kobolds, has to be uncovered and systematically obliterated. It is important to note that the source of the issue must be resolved not only to solve the current disaster, but future ones as well. Compensation. The effects of the environmental calamities can linger long after their causes are dealt with, both in the land itself and in the memories of its inhabitants. If your branch has dealt with a calamity that has impacted a neighbouring settlement, perhaps it is best to reward the settlement for its patience, such as offering discounted trade with the branch, providing them with promissory notes from a Grand Bursars, a practice which we encourage, though many recognise the value of such notes. Few rarely make the journey to Adessa to honour them. And compensation. By compensation, the branch head must increase production of the mine in order to compensate the Home Office for lost money. That is enormously shitty. Like, all of this is enormously shitty, but like giving them promissory notes that they know people won't usually go and honor because it means taking a journey to Adessa. That's shitty. Should the above steps not be attainable, in the rare instance where an environmental disaster cannot be contained nor its effects sufficiently repaired, please consult Chapter 20 on reassignment and the delegation of responsibilities. So basically, run away and hide. Who was it that wanted that as well? Oh, right. This guy. I was asked to pick it up from Motus Mining previous headquarters.
Before I came here, I'd never seen such a fey-ridden place.
And then bring it to this guy.
What? I've already lost 3 miners to the Barghists. I don't hold a grudge against the man, though he certainly seemed to despise us. I'm glad you were able to put a stop to his plans. Pardon? Oh, I see. The Home Office finally managed to dig up a copy of the Mortis Mining Branch Handbook. Thank you for delivering it. Good eve.
Return to what's-his-face.
Another?
Oh.
Okay, I don't think that this is upstairs, just through here. Okay, it must be upstairs then. Huh. Templar Joriel. In a bedroom with Lutra Gent. It's only a single bed, but you don't need that much space if you're a gnome, do you? Interesting.
Well, I'm happy to learn that the Hollowlands branch has successfully received the instruction book. You have my thanks for this. Fine.
I'll leave you to sleep with Templar Joriel watching you for some reason. Maybe they're conducting a sleep study as one of her areas of interest. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have? Bunch of side quests and stuff that we're putting off or can't do until we get to Mel Sinshir. I don't know where the last of these is supposed to go, but it's probably going to be in Cluricon. So let's get along with going to Mel Sinshir, shall we? In the last half hour of today's stream.
May your stay in Rathair be pleasant.
I'm not going to be here long, so there isn't much time for things to go wrong.
Stand up straight and look you in the eye.
The ships are loading now for Mel Sinshir. Are you ready to board?
Those are big shoulder pads, aren't they?
Right away.
Why do they have spears and shields?
Agarth, you know better than any of us how this will end. Why must we fight a war that you know we will not win?
You would still ask that to Lara. After all you've seen.
Until I get an answer, Fate Weaver. Until then.
Why do we fight? Because there is hope. Because only through battle can we break the chains that fate has forged.
Where's he looking?
Don't you see? We have been given a chance. And though some of us will die, we will die knowing that our lives were finally our own. That we are no longer slaves to the whims of fate. Would you throw it away? Just for fear of another defeat? Not I. I will fight. And if I die knowing that I have made a choice. And this choice, for good or for ill, was my own.
Wow, so Mel Sinshir and Rathir are within sight of one another across the strait on a decently clear day. Like, why do we fight? Because the alternative is worse, indeed. Why do we fight?
I fought some of the damn Niskaru. The general has returned.
So, like, during that cutscene, we started out looking towards Rathir. In fact, this bit here might be the top peaks of Rathir, or the top spires of Rathir, and then that would be Sky Crown up here. So, like, this is actually a very, very narrow strait. Between the two. That's probably where we come looking for what's his face. Name begins with a V. Can't remember. Old associate of
another recruit.
Firmerus Hughes. I'm not just another recruit. Excuse me.
Pray to Lyria that fate is on our side.
The next ship out of here is heading for Rathir. Are you interested in coming aboard?
No, I'm good.
Suit yourself.
I will. Huh. The map still thinks I'm in Rathir. Not over here.
Come on, the commander's waiting for us.
Oof. Digging graves out here.
Commander O'Wyglen wants to talk before we leave. Witch Knight Malwyn and his forces bested me 10 years ago, and I've been preparing myself since then. If I'm not ready now, then I don't deserve another chance.
This is a story mission, not the real thing. Ah, okay, fair enough. Didn't realise.
Trolls again.
Like what I thought summoned a damn Niskaru.
Honestly, trolls wouldn't be that difficult to deal with. They don't use ranged attacks very much, and they telegraph their attacks really, really obviously. They're of the larger, of the giant kin. They're the easiest to read and avoid. Honestly, like if they attacked with Jotun or Etin or Bolgan, really, I would be more concerned than if they attacked with trolls. Honestly.
On our side.
The great general is back. Just not exactly the heroes of legend, but you're a welcome sight nonetheless. Cluricon is all swamp, jungle, and death. Have you ever tried fighting an army in a place like this? It's hot, wet, and it always smells like something died, because something did. We've been the front line of this war for the last decade. The fact that Mel Sinshir still stands at all is a testament to all we've sacrificed.
Yeah, you guys are incredible.
I was just a child before the siege started. I joined the army because I dreamed of becoming a hero like the great General Tilera. Funny thing, dreams.
So he's probably at most like about 20 or maybe 22, 20, 21, 22. But he could be as little as 17. Or as young as 17. Really have to wonder, what did Mel Sinshir look like before?
The General's army used to defend us, but that was before the Tuatha started summoning Niskaru to join them. Tilera's forces never stood a chance. Still, she blamed herself and went into exile. We could have used her here, but heroes only show up when you really need them, right? Those bastards keep squeezing us and squeezing us. Well, it's time for them to see what we mortals can do. When Mel Sinshir was built, the Winter Fae weren't the friendliest of neighbors, but they were nothing like the Tuatha they've become. Likely you've come to see the fortress before it falls. I've seen her stand for the last 10 years, but the end, I think, has finally come. Our scouts report that the Tuatha are massing, and in their wake we've seen it. The Niskaru Lord, Baelor, has come for Mel Sinshir at last.
Where has it been before now? I mean, the place is half demolished before we even get to lay eyes on it. Yeah, fair enough. Baelor? I'm not concerned.
Baelor could tear through our walls like parchment. Our only hope is to ambush before they can bring him forward and take the Tuatha by surprise. While our forces delay Baelor, you and Tilera will be sent to hunt the Witch Knight, Malwyn. It's likely that he will hold the Baelor sway during the battle. We can't best their army in the open field. My hope is with Malwyn dead, the Baelor will turn on the Tuatha. It is little more than a wish, but that's all we have. Soon. I know you're eager, but take a moment to make sure you're ready. Check your gear and say your goodbyes. When you're ready, come meet me by the gates. I'll be readying the troops.
Well, when you say ready my gear, I take that to mean smash barrels and boxes.
Last brother I fought summoned the damn Niskaru. Watch yourself when you're on the wall. You won't last.
You didn't think I'd miss this, did you?
Just like she promised.
You better hope that they miss you, Aelin. You're not wearing much armor.
Greetings.
I don't care if the bartender's manning the ramparts. Someone has to have a drink for sale.
He says, standing up straight.
Just another recruit.
Pray to Lyria that fate is on our side.
Huh. This wouldn't be stealing. Now, I don't think you really want to pray to Lyria about fate. I'm still not convinced that Lyria and
Back, just like she promised. Another 10 years, and I might have started to doubt.
I don't think that the oh shit, what was I saying? Oh yes, I'm still not convinced that the final boss at the end, whose name I can't remember anymore, isn't the same as just closes. Isn't the same as Lyria. they both control fate. Why would you have the sagecraft bench in the training arena? I mean, the forge makes some amount of sense. Ooh. I'll love up with them. But why would you have a sage crafting bench where people are training with swords against dummies? And there's like a sand-bottomed arena for combat training. Oh yeah, damn it. Nice. It's obviously like a garden of remembrance. A memorial garden, if you will. It's kind of a domed construction. Partially falling in.
I prefer the sanctuary of this place to the bustle of the square. There will be time enough for clamor when the battle starts. I am a warrior, nothing more. I go where I am told. I will spill blood with my company upon the shield wall until either I fall or no enemies remain. It is good to hear that she has returned. I know that in the coming battle she will be strong. Mel Sinshir has been my home for 7 years of bitter struggle. As grateful as I am for the strength of its walls, I am eager for a new horizon.
And you'll get it. Oh. It's locked. Broken tower, okay. Once we're allowed out. Unlock gate to Cluricon. Nope, can't be unlocked. Only opened with the proper key. Okay. Oh, tavern. We're not allowed in. There's there's musicians in there playing, but we're not allowed in. Huh. That's where deliver death notices leads us. Broken Tower is the place that has the weird useless hidden wall. I'll have to look out for it.
Greetings.
Oh, this is locked as well, eh? Bet this will be too. Yeah, okay. Let's see what Mel Shearer's got to say.
I hope you're ready for what lies ahead.
Yep. Easy peasy.
The Fae of House Vengeance has always embraced their anger. Before Gadflow, they accepted it and controlled it. Now they wield it like a pair of swords. When mortals were welcomed into the Feylands, Vengeance already despised us as interlopers. When Gadflow declared war, they were already on his side. This is no time to make jokes. These people are scared, and your chances are slim, with or without that spear. Mel Sinshir's fate was sealed long ago. You may be able to change that, but the Tuatha aren't taking any chances. Prepare to fight, and be ready to die.
Her eye is reflecting light weirdly, and it makes her eye look...
Be on your way.
Weird. Kind of,
More blood for the
dead.
wall.
Hey.
That's it.
Child, you can't hide a good battle from an old hero. I wouldn't have missed this for all the wine in the House of Ballads. It's been 20 years since I've had the honor of fighting by Talera's side. They used to call her the Lady of the Lance, and they will again if I'm any judge.
You have to do the story thingy. Yeah.
I've been up for days.
That seems unhealthy. Have a nap.
What is it? Time is running out.
Let's do the thing.
Steel yourselves. The battle is not to be taken lightly.
Why we steal yourselves, not yourself? Is this a section of conversation that they had intended for you to be in a team with and never changed? I think he wants a nap, but work calls. Mel Sinshir will be freed.
Then let us go. We've had sightings of the Tuatha vanguard. When they enter the courtyard, we will open the gates and counterattack. You and Talera will use the distraction to execute your plan. One way or another, this will be over soon.
I think the plural form assumes you have an army of NPCs helping you. I don't know what they expect trolls to do against walls, but okay. Again, spears with shields. Doesn't really make much sense. Particularly in a siege. Why do you need spears in a siege? Why are you opening the gates? Make it easy for your enemies to kill you. Also, where's the moat? Why don't you have a moat?
Our hunt for Malwyn can now begin in earnest. I will take one path and you another.
Okie doke.
If a Wygland's troops hold, then Malwyn will be delayed at the outer wall with the Balor. But we should make sure he doesn't get past us. Now, we must get moving. There is no room for error.
Is this supposed to be the courtyard? Okay.
Today we fight back. Charge!
Surprised they managed to get in. Didn't seem like they had any siege ladders with them or anything. That's a lot of blood. He's been exsanguinated. Is he supposed to still be bleeding? Cogs for? What do they do? Health, okay. Oh, we didn't manage to save that soldier. That's a shame. What are these? So, whatever these are used for is still in motion. Okay, sure.
This is the door. Is anybody left in there? Come on! I'm opening the door now!
The Tuatha came fast. We held them back, but I'm the last one left.
Ooh, platinum talisman. Add the junk, because I don't care. Yeah, pair of mages against a bunch of fighty mans. Sure, that's going to go your way. Ooh. Let's take them, break them down, hopefully get a fire component. Okay, makes sense. Ah, so.
Looks like the city defenses have been activated. Be careful out there.
So my first thought is, why would you build something like this into a city? But then again, this is a city that has been under siege for a decade. Maybe they felt that this was useful. That was helpful, thanks. Idiot targeting system. Oh, that's a trap. Oh. I mean, this is making the city less safe overall, except for the whole fact of we're gonna defeat the siege shortly. No, I think it'll be you that dies, you know. Just a pair of knife girls doing knife girl things. Can I do anything about this ladder? Yes. Off you go, no thanks.
No more delays.
Do something about this ladder, you useless tart.
Get moving! I'll make sure they don't try that again.
I don't want to use either of these responses. I don't care about whether she needs my protection or not. She needs a full suit of armor if she needs my protection. And I don't think she needs to come with me either, but alright.
Someone's got to make sure these ladders stay down. And you need to move before O'Waglin's troops start falling back.
Be on your way.
You need to move before... Oh, come on.
Some reinforcements. We tried to fight off the two other, but they took most of our company prisoner. They're threatening to execute the rest unless we lay down our arms.
That doesn't sound like...
amongst them, silently, if possible, and save what's left of the survivors.
That's unusual behaviour from the Tuatha.
I recommend you tread lightly in there. They'll probably kill any survivors if we try to mount a frontal assault. Normally, I'm a scout, but anybody that can swing a blade has to do their part today. The Tuatha moved on us in such numbers, we couldn't hold them all off.
Oh right, I want to be sneaking, don't I? Yeah, definitely want to come around this way. But the fact that this guy's facing this way makes getting in behind these guys very tricky. Also gotta hope that this chap over here isn't going to turn around, because that'd be real awkward. Who's the... He's just hanging out here, hiding in a crevice. Wonder if this guy's got anything worth stealing. No. Alright then. Ah, okay, so there's someone... What's this guy doing? Is there someone patrolling? Seems like he might be moving. What's this guy's plan, eh? Stand in the middle of the... It's not really a corridor, it's a cave, isn't it? Oh, okay, so he's turned around. Thought he might be coming along this way. Got no idea where his patrol route is or how quickly he'll move. That's no good. Hopefully he won't notice. It's the patrolling guard that's the real problem. Oh, he's moving really slowly. Thankfully our ability to sneak is incredible. And he doesn't have any shits to give about a woman in mismatched armor with glowing daggers, glowing hands and a glowing shield. That dialogue box was a fake choice, pretty sure the result is the same either way. Yeah, I know that the dialogue options with Aelin will be the same, like will result in the same thing, but from a character perspective, given that it will result in the same thing, I want to choose something that feels true to me or the character I'm trying to play, but neither of them really gave me a very good option. Yeah, I think this fortress was carved out of a mountaintop or rocky hill or something. Yeah. Okay, well we've helped these guys. Hop 2, I guess. Don't just stand there with your arms crossed. We're in the middle of a battle. You can hear it outside. Go and do something useful. Oh, are you coming with me? Oh, okay. Well, that's alright then. Oh, you can do damage to the struts at range with chakrams. Just toss him off the edge there. Nice. Right. you lot continue guarding here then. So, are we going to have a troll burst through the wall? Ooh. 3 of them. You don't see 3 in a stack very often. Nice, let's have a look at them. I don't think we need to use a forge at the moment. Ooh, that's shiny. What does that do? I'll break that down for the components. This is a resupply room before a boss fight, innit? Pretty sure you can't come back for anything you leave behind. You can break it down now if you wish. Yeah, I know I could break it down now with access to this forge, but I would be save scumming to make sure that I get the component that I want, or that I think I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I think I've got a good idea of what I'll get out of it, but I'd be save scumming to make sure that I get that, and I don't want to do that during the stream, especially since we're like 10 minutes over and we're probably quite close to the end of this story segment. No, come on. There we go. Can't teleport away from a mark of flame, you fuck. Oh wow, absolutely no defenders left on this stretch of wall. That's a problem. On the other hand, absolutely no attackers left on this stretch of wall either, so... a whole lot. It's a lot of dudes, isn't it? She's struggling awfully hard for someone armed with a spear against a swordsman. Don't stop running! Charging up an attack. Ow, fuck, Jesus. Juanita! Oh, no. Bonita! There we go. Ow! Fuck off. Fuck off. Is he dead? How is this thing walking around? Legs look like. There we go, he's dead. Huh, it's an Niscaru riding around on his back.
before they can regain control of the creature. Theoden, guide my hand. For Rathir!
Come on, we had him dead. Oh no, it's not him. Alright, that's fine then. How did the... How did that arrow pierce solid plate? Where is our character during all of this?
This ends here!
Oh, she completely missed the eye. That would have been the best target, eh? But at least there's now not a Niskaro on its back that can open up the eye to attack. Ooh, Luke Malwyn. I think I shall. Ebony buckler. Yeah, alright. Apparently the baler hit you so hard you were unconscious for 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay, sure. I'll believe that. I mean, it is a unique enemy that we haven't seen before and won't see again, but... Given the density of Tuatha soldiers down there, it can only mostly be hitting Tuatha soldiers. Right? Hi, chaps.
You're still alive.
Yep.
You've got to destroy Baelor before it tears this place apart.
Tillera have died.
I know, child. Everything seemed still in that moment when she struck the Baelor. At least she died how she wanted to. But her sacrifice won't mean anything unless you do something to stop that beast.
Where did that spear go anyway? It hit the Niskaro that was on the Baelor's back. But is it still in that Niskaro? Where's... Did Agarth leave this way? There's nothing over there. Ouch. Cut that out. Ooh, no, I'll take that. I guess I'll take that as well. Not that I care about ebony rods. And there's no defenders left here, eh? Their awareness was rather good, eh? To notice me running behind them. And maybe I should have entered stealth first. Oh well. big old weird, like, slug centaur? Spiny slug centaur. Fucking weird creature. Completely unlike any other not Tuatha, Niskara we've seen. Oh, hello. Yeah, hit the gate, that's a good idea. Cut your ass up. There we go. Minor healing potion, not really worth it. Good idea. Watch this grate instead of the room behind you. There's no way that anyone could have defeated that troll after all. Haha! Oh right, they're allies, cool. Ooh, kite shield, we'll need that. That's an upgrade. Let's see what it looks like. Nice. I'm going to continue using this for now, though, until I get a chance to break down the shield and make use of it for something that I actually want. It's like the scene in Lord of the Rings when you see those Oliphants in the siege of Isengard. The giant beasts step on goblins and orcs. Mercy, I'm here to kill you. Yeah. Oh, hello. Cut that out, Blinky. Horror. Oh, hello. That's new. Ouch. Hold on. I prepared for this. Ice chakrams. Haha, maybe this will help. If I can avoid getting hit by the fire breath, eh? That was off target. Ice and fire beamer war. Aha! Definitely saw vulnerable go up. Platinum Talisman would actually help with the energy blast defenses. Oh, okay. Cool. Loop of meditation, what does that do? Chance to critical hit. Critical hit damage. Yeah, I think I'd rather consistent crit hit and damage increase over a situational elemental increase. I mean, it was also giving me mana regen, but I've got lots of that as well. Oof, wow, okay, hello. Bonita, help me somehow. Oh, I've still got ice chakrams. Stab it in the eye. Give it the finger. Work on one of his many chins, shall I? Oh, we're nearly done, eh? Ouch! Wonder if I can mark him with flame. No. Aha! Pin him down! Blinky's fucked, yo! Ha!
Battle is lost! Run, fools! Run!
That didn't sound like a Tuatha voice. No, it destroys even more castle by firing on it. Indeed.
The Tuatha, they're gone. After 10 years, I can't believe they're finally gone.
Yeah, that's a more important thing to ask about. But I do want to wonder, well, hope really that the Baelord body disappears like other Tuatha bodies will disappear. Oh, do they? I mean, do not Tuatha, do Niskaru bodies disappear when they're dead? Or do they just despawn like every other body? Like, do they return to the hell from which they were summoned? Because otherwise there's going to be a massive slug centaur body out there, just stinking up the place. For however long it takes to rot, I suppose. Because I don't think that they'll be able to drag it away very easily.
We lost many, but we all knew the risk. I almost joined them. The Tuatha had my back against the outer wall when there was this flash of light. I looked up, and all I saw was the silhouette of you on top of that beast. It was the most glorious sight of my life. But I never saw the General. I'd like to personally thank her.
What an awful, shitty thing to say.
Then the rumors of her dishonor will finally be silenced. She gave everything to us in the end, and the world will know that. When we rebuild these walls, we'll name them after General Talera. Her memory will stand as long as the ramparts shine. But she never would have been here had you not delivered her to us. It can never be enough, but we hope you'll accept this as our thanks.
Nice. That's troll leather? Bit behind what I'm doing, but okay. Misshapen caterpillar. It is, isn't it? Don't I get a parade? What a shitty thing to say.
We freed the city, but the Tuatha still hold most of Cluricon. Over the years, they've infected every part of these swamps. Clearing them out isn't going to be easy, but we might have help. There are rumors of a small band of fighters harassing the Tuatha. Perhaps the hero of Mel Sinshir can convince them to work with us. Good luck.
New twist of fate awarded. Siege Breaker. You changed the course of the war and defeated the great Undiscaru, Baelor. Songs of your bravery and heroism will be sung for generations. Experience boost and damage boost. That's the one I'm actually interested in. Don't really care to have my experience boosted again.
What? Our soldiers are doing their best out there, but it's still a nightmare. We've heard rumors about a band of soldiers striking the Tuatha for years, but nothing solid. They said their forces were crippled by a bitter frost, but it never gets that cold in the swamps.
Must have been magic then.
Watch out for those red-eyed bastards.
Never understood why people look down on Talera. Neither do I. I really don't get it. But, yeah, that'll be it for today. I think we're half an hour over. Breaking the siege of Mel Sinshir took longer than I thought, and I did dick around a bit in Adessa. I didn't really need to do. Now the game thinks that I'm over in the Eastern Phalanx, if that's what these are called collectively. I mean, this says the Phalanx, but I don't know whether that just means these three major areas over here or the whole lot. But yeah. So that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back. I think the Phalanx is the entire playable map. Okay, fair enough. I'll be back on Wednesday, about 8 PM GMT. I started late today due to circumstances beyond my control, unfortunately. But I should be starting closer to on time than I did today. And you can also find the records, the replays, the VODs of everything that I've done so far up on my YouTube, which is Vanilla Jester Gaming. You can also find me on Twitter at Vanilla Jester. If you want to shout things at me, I suppose. You can also check there to see when I'm going live, because I'm never exactly on time, and I also tweet just before I go live, so that it gives people an idea of hey, I've got a couple of minutes and then the stream will start. Hopefully I see you then, or at least see you again, because you've enjoyed what you saw. And until then, I hope you have a nice time, and goodbye.